If only I could get a picture of what I'm seeing right now. My name's Trisha Hirschberger, and in this episode of DIY in 5, we'll teach you the basic tips and tricks of macro photography. What's that, you ask? We'll get to that in just one teensy second, but first, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future photography tips. Okay, so what is macro photography? It's extreme close-up photography, usually of very small subjects, in which the size of the subject in the photograph is greater than life size. To get this type of shot, it's important to choose the right macro lens and/or extension tubes. The focal length of macro lenses ranges from 50 to 200 millimeters. Many zoom lenses boast a macro setting, but these are usually less than half life-size magnification. A 50 to 60 millimeter lens is suitable for general macro work, but with a 100 millimeter lens, it would have a greater subject-to-lens distance. When it comes to cost, 150 to 200 millimeter range is the most expensive. Another option is to add extension tubes. These tubes fit between the rear mount of the lens and the camera body to make the lens focus closer, which increases magnification. The more extension, the closer you are able to focus, and the more you increase image size. Single tubes can cost around $25 and a set of 3 for around $50. Another thing to try is using a small aperture. Make your aperture smaller to overcome the shallow depth of field. f11, f16, f22 gives you a great depth of field. Also, be sure to use longer or slower shutter speeds. Especially when shooting macro photography, it's important to manually focus your shot. To shoot in manual, first turn the focus ring until everything is out of focus. Then turn it the opposite direction until the area you want appears sharp and clear. Yeah, like that. Shadows are the worst nightmare to macro photography. Using a flash will allow you to shoot at a reasonable speed, yet enable you to keep the aperture on a high f11 for sufficient depth of field. Ring flashes can cost around $40 for the lower-end models. An easy alternative is to use a reflector. Then, you want to dust off that tripod. With the shallow depth of field, every change in the camera-to-object distance is crucial and can throw the subject into the blurred zone. What's happening? I'm in the blurred zone! Using a tripod or monopod will help stabilize the camera so you don't end up with a fuzzy shot. Finally, exercise your patience. To try and get that one perfect macro shot may require 1,000 missed shots. Take your time and the shot will come. Macro photography changes the way you look at the world. It allows you to capture moments that would normally be lost to the human eye, but man, are they awesome. Do you have any macro photography tips that weren't covered in this video? Let us know in the comments below. And shout out to anyone who has an Instagram mostly full of macro shots. They're my favorite. Who knows, I might be following you already. Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of DIY in 5. I'm Trisha Hirschberger, and gosh, I feel like we're so much closer